We are in class 12 of our high school mini-series, and up until now, I've covered everything you guys need to do class-wise from class 9, 10, 11. Now, this particular video is for students that are just entering class 12. So you have your entire class 12 in ahead of you, and what exactly should you be doing from your college apps perspective to make sure that you have a strong profile that stands out. Now, I've gone through hundreds of profiles, and being graduated from an Ivy League myself, I have a pretty good idea of what top colleges in the US look for, especially for international students. Newsflash, this is the year that you're actually going to be applying to colleges in the US. Now, I know that the number one type of comments in the section is going to be, how can I apply to US colleges if I haven't finished my class 12 yet? And that is the biggest misconception and mistakes that students make. You do not need to have your class 12 final exam marks in order to apply to US colleges. The whole process takes about 1 year, and you typically apply when you're starting class 12. By the time you finished applying, you still are in class 12, and your final exam marks only go to the colleges much later on. So class 12 can be hectic in so many ways. You have your board exams coming up, basically your final exams that you're trying to perfect. You're going to be filling out college applications, and if you've been following this particular series, by this time you would have finished writing all of your standardized tests, so either the SAT or ACT, plus the TOEFL exam, plus all of your AP exams. So most of the testing is out of the way, other than the high school test that you have to give. So that is going to be your number one priority. Just because you are stressed out and have a lot of responsibility with college apps, you need to make sure that your school grades don't fall behind. Coming to the college list. Now, in class 11, you did a lot of research in figuring out what are the best colleges for your priorities, the major that you want to study. So this is the time to finalize your college list. The summer before you enter class 12 is when you should have a 10 to 20 college list ready. These are the colleges I'm applying to. That's it. The sorting and going through what you need to do is all over. You need to have your final list ready. Don't expand and prolong this later towards the end of the year, because it can be very last minute and get very confusing. So basically, if you're just entering class 12, before August, even before July, is when you should have your college list ready. And the reason you're doing this before August is because August is when college applications open. All of them. All of the colleges in the US for the fall intake open in August for the next year. So you're applying 1 year ahead. Now, when the colleges open, you'll be applying through Common App, where you can apply up to 20 colleges in one website, one portal. And this is when you start filling out the information, start gathering all your school documents, maybe start reaching out to your teachers for letters of recommendation, other school reports, and work on all of your essays. Personal essay, supplemental essays, short questions, listing down your extracurricular activities. All of this stuff takes time. And not to forget, when you are applying to maybe 10 or 20 different colleges, imagine if each college has one supplemental essay. That's 20 essays. If they end up having 40 essays that you technically should not repeat. So it's a lot of work and it takes time. Most of the colleges have a deadline of December or January, so you just have a few months to complete this entire process. Now, I've explained the detailed process of what you exactly need to do from like a college timeline perspective when you're applying to colleges in a separate video, so you guys can watch that if you want a more detailed explanation. Now, the entire college application process can be very overwhelming, and it's important to note that you only have one chance to do this. So it's very scary, but you cannot mess up. Now, this is where I'd like to introduce you guys to the Road to Success mentorship, which was first launched last year. And in this mentorship, it was an aggressive 1-month mentorship where 5 students were selected, and we worked together on the common application, all of the essays, resume, activities, how you should present your activities, making sure that all of the doubts and everything were answered, and giving like some amount of like guidance towards this entire process, plus with a lot of resources like free templates, access to even a free Ivy League 101 course. Now, on the other hand, if you are interested in like a self-paced course, the Ivy League 101 might be a good fit for you as well. The links to both of these, the Road to Success mentorship as well as the Ivy League 101 course, is going to be in the description below. Remember that the Road to Success mentorship is an application-based mentorship. So you do have to apply. It only happens once a year, and this is the right time to apply if you are seriously considering some amount of help and need some guidance for your college applications. So let's talk about activities. Now, if you've been following this mini series that we've been doing, you have some really strong activities on your profile already. With that, the goal is to just continue those, make a strong resume, and that is what you apply. The number one suggestion is do not start anything new if you already have credible activities that you've been doing throughout your high school. The reason is you're trying to focus on your exams, filling out all of your college applications, writing so many essays. You do not need added responsibilities of activities hanging over your head. On the other hand, if you're someone who feels like your profile isn't strong enough, you didn't start early enough, to start building your profile in general, then it may be time to maybe explore some more activities. Just remember, activities will never overpower academics. So I've seen a lot of students make this mistake where they go for like these after school activities and compromise their grades. That should not happen. Your academics is number one priority. Lastly, you do have to focus on your board exams. Remember that your goal is to perform well in the final exams, because by the time your results come out, the university that you've gotten accepted into will ask for the final transcript. Now, I've seen many cases where students over-exaggerate their predicted scores. Let's say your predicted score document stated that you would get 90% and you ended up getting 60, 70%, or even failing in a subject. That university can rescind their offer, or they decide to waitlist you. So make sure you're very truthful and ethical about your predicted mark sheet, and you focus equally well on your board exams. Just because the US college application process complete and finishes before you write your board exams shouldn't be an excuse for you not to perform well. And the next thing I do want to address is, once you've actually gotten into your university, the summer between you finishing board exams to you actually going to college is like a summer where you just enjoy. Like, a lot of students stress that, should I be doing something, taking courses? No, just have a good time. Spend time with your family, because for most international students, you're going to be leaving them in a different country and coming all the way to the US, and just take some time to unwind. When college starts, it is going to be so much pressure, so many assignments, a new education system, so you can deal with all of that when it actually begins. So that's all that I had for today's video. Random question of the day is, if there was no societal pressure or monetary pressure, what would you want to do with your life and career-wise? Like, imagine no one's judging you. If that was the case for me, I think I would be like a really good carpenter, or someone who does like this woodwork, I love building stuff like these IKEA tables and DIY projects where you're just building furniture. I really, really enjoy doing all of that. I'm not saying I'm completely good at it, but it's something that just gives me so much of happiness. So what would that be for you? Put that in the comment below. Like the video if you're watching till this point, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.